here, and today we have something special. Today is a special behind the scenes, deep from the vault, way back in Thanksgiving, I think it was, video that I'm going to share with you, because one of the questions that I get asked most often, in fact, one of the questions I was asked yesterday is, how did you and Pete meet? Have you guys known each other forever? Have you known each other since high school? People assume that we're like best friends since we were like 7. That's not the case, people. And so, way back in, I believe it was November, when we first started recording at Pete's place in front of what he calls the shrine, we were testing the lights and testing the camera, and we're making some stupid jokes and wisecracking and just telling stories in front of the camera. So today's video is us testing the lights, testing the sound, and I tell the story of when Pete and I, of course, met. Some of you guys know the story. Some of you have actually seen the video. If not, I'll link to it. You can check it out yourself. Special appearance by Mrs. Encyclopedia. Actually, you don't see her, but you do hear her voice. I shout out Steve, OC Steve, who just recently did a Jag's Jab video for us. So he kind of came back from the dead. No disrespect to Steve. He did kind of go missing in action for a little while, and this was during that hiatus. So check out the video. Check out the link above where you can actually see the interview that I'm talking about in the video. And if you have any questions or any questions for us, about us, anything you want to ask, anything you want to know, let the Jag know. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow us at MakeMeAFan316. And enjoy this throwback all the way back to November, us messing around testing the cameras. Take care. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And this is Make Me a Fan. And today, I'm going to tell you the story of the Encyclopedia.
Oh, here we go. Origin stories. I love this.
The story of the Encyclopedia starts somewhere, well, according to the Jag. The Encyclopedia, as told by the Jag, starts back in August. When the Jag took his monkey ass to his first independent wrestling show. He brought with him his oldest child, a craptastic, what was it, Canon camcorder on a tripod for $29.99 from Amazon Prime, and a microphone that I stole from my DJ friend. And I stood out there with a 5-foot, maybe it was a 10-foot cord.
No, it was 10 inch.
10 inch, yeah, 10 inch. It was terrible. And I was going to interview people so that we could understand what was exciting
About bar wrestling.
About bar wrestling. It was horrible, okay? I had this idea. Me and my buddy Steve, who shall probably never be mentioned again on this show, had an idea to do a podcast called Make Me a Fan, where he would introduce me to all the new awesome AEW type wrestling that I hadn't seen before. But Steve was kind of a bump on the log, which this is probably never gonna see the light of day, so that's okay. And I decided to do it my damn self. And I went to the show, and I looked for anybody that was willing to talk to the Jag about what I was in store for that evening. I talked to one guy, 2 guys, and then all of a sudden a man in an Orange Cassidy t-shirt says, I'll do it. And I thought, okay, let's see what this guy has to say. And this son of a biscuit decided to turn the whole freaking interview away from me asking him questions to him asking me questions. And I said at the time, and you can go back and watch this on our YouTube channel, I said, this man has encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling. And we laughed, and I said, you're super cool. He told me he drove all the way up there from Aliso freaking Viejo, which is further south than where my black ass was driving from, which is Irvine. And I thought, well, maybe we should carpool one day, handshake and a high five, see you later. Fast forward a few weeks, months, whatever. I saw you again. This is August, right?
New Japan.
New Japan. And we started talking about, wouldn't it be great to one day put on our own pro wrestling event? Like minds. Great minds think alike. So then we're talking in line, paying way too much for beer or whatever. We watched the show. You had better seats than I did. And the Encyclopedia starts texting me ideas for our own show as we're sitting there watching the New Japan show. He's using Google Drive to send me spreadsheets and information. And I'm going, this mofo is my spirit animal. This guy is my new best friend because he's organized, he's planning, and he's multitasking, which is everything that the Jag likes to do. So fast forward a couple more weeks, Steve decided to go off into the sunset, and I needed a co-host. And who better? Who better than the man with encyclopedic knowledge?
Normally that's Brian Cage. Who better?
Oh, yeah.
But this time around.
This time it's the Encyclo-freaking-pedia. Because I said I need a co-star who knows what the hell he's talking about. I need a guy who's good on camera, who can articulate himself and explain things to my dumbass because I don't know AEW from CZW. Then I also wanted someone who was a good planner. Some of those matches
kind of look the same.
They do. Who was a good planner, who was organized, and who was prolific and gifted. Little did I know that the Encyclopedia was technically gifted, as well as entertaining, as well as organized, as well as, I don't know, a good buddy. So at this point in time, it's Christmas time. We just got done with Thanksgiving. The Jag was thinking, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for the Encyclopedia Pete Trip.
I'm thankful for the Jag.
I appreciate that. But you know, all I do is talk trash. I'm loud and obnoxious, and somehow it works. The Encyclopedia does 90% of the heavy lifting, which makes me feel like a bump on a log. However, he gives me the microphone. We have a much longer cord now. And, you know, I yell at people and ask questions while he does his thing behind the camera. So I think it works. It's like marriage. Sometimes it's supposed to be 50-50. Sometimes it's 90-10. Sometimes you're 20-80. We just hold each other up when the time comes. So if Pete says, Chris, let's do this interview. I'm sorry, Jag, let's do this interview. I hate when I do that. I'm gonna say, gotcha, buddy. And he said,
here we go, 3, 2, 1.
Let's change the lighting from yellow to white. I'm gonna say, good luck. Go ahead, knock yourself out. So the legend of the Encyclopedia is told over the past 5.5 some odd months. And some people think we've known each other for years.
It's crazy.
Like we're old friends. This sucker's from Nebraska. Ain't no black people in Nebraska. The hell are you talking about? We've known each other for years. I would freeze my ass off in Nebraska. Well, Nebraska, then Phoenix, which my ass almost melted in Phoenix. I made it like 9 months in Phoenix. But I think that's
I made it almost over 9 years.
Yeah, he's white.
I lived there for like 23, so.
Yeah, over 23 in Phoenix? Damn. Yeah.
I did not go outside in the summer.
You must have a high pain tolerance.
Well, I do, but that's besides the point.
The only way to survive in
neck
Phoenix
tattoo,
are those misters. Those misters ease the transition from civilization to devil's armpit.
Oh yeah,
you know?
and then you don't park at the closest parking spot. You park where there's shade.
Yes, and you have to have remote start. So when you make it, when the mister wears off, and you're like,
at least the car's cool.
And you crawl and drag yourself across the lot, and you finally make it to your vehicle. Please God, hopefully the air is on. Turn that sucker all the way down to 65, whatever your lowest setting is, and you get in and it's a freaking blizzard. That's the only way. Phoenix is a land of extremes. You either melt or you freeze. So it's like when you take a Hershey Kiss and it starts to get soft, and you put that mofo in the freezer and it gets hard again. Yeah, that's how Phoenix is for a black man. Melting, 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 freezer, I get hard again. And that sounded a little sexual.
And